probably the biggest scam happening today. And thank goodness it's not spreading like a wildfire. But I got some concrete evidence exposing how meaningless, worthless, and a waste of money MBA is. If you're not familiar with it, Google is a powerful tool. Take 5 minutes and look it up, but we'll talk a little bit about it today. The biggest scam. And I have to give some props. I saw this video probably like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. I sent it to myself. And I was like, I gotta talk about this at a certain point. So I was doom scrolling. I saw something that reminded me of that. I found it and I said, I gotta make a video about it. So the absolute mecca trash right here. If you don't know what MBA is, they have their own website. Mike Baker founded this. He's been grading. He was the head grader for PSA since like 1991, or maybe since 1991. He's been doing this a long time. Props to him. But this ain't the impact that you need to be having on the community, my guy. These are a couple examples of some of the things he does. MBA bronze diamond certificates, silver diamond certificates, gold diamond, and black diamond, essentially taking a evaluation of an already graded card by another grading company, because he's his own little entity, and saying, yeah, that's good. And you will pay him whatever the amount of money is. I think it's $25 or so for one of these grades. Let's see if I can get that quickly. Services. Cross-grade review. Let's look at all of them. Maybe there's a price sheet somewhere. I know I saw it somewhere at some point. Anyways, you can take a look at yourself. Chat, I got to give some props all day. Slab Sigs, 500 followers. Hopefully you can follow him. He kind of broke this not too long ago. I don't know why there's no comment showing, because there's definitely comments. I was reading them earlier. You should be able to hear this.
Some of the craziest crossover results I have ever seen. Let's see what Beckett thinks of MBA certifications.
Okay, so what happens here, just to give you a little bit of context behind this, is I have a PSA 10 slab, or it could be any grade really, but in the example that you see here, this is a Japanese Honcho Pikachu, the Charizard from the special box, came out X amount of years ago, irrelevant detail, and you can see it's like a normal PSA slab, right? What happens is MBA is going to do this little service that we just talked about, the bronze, or I'm sorry, they're going to do this certification, and they're going to give it a sticker of either a bronze, a silver, a gold, or a black diamond. Now, as you can tell, if you've ever watched the Olympics, you ever done any tournaments or any competitions, think of it as like 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Or if you are a big BGS psychopath like me, black label, 10, 9, 8. Now, back to our video. You can see here that this has looks like a black label. We'll confirm in this video. Looks like a black label. So that black label, what it represents, I think that's what it is. Let's double check. But that black label is going to represent a very significant thing per MBA. Another person's opinion, all right?
This is one of the Poncho Pikachus in a PSA 10 with an MBA black diamond.
Black diamond. So my eyes are not that far off. So the black diamond, for some context over what a black diamond means I just put all my slabs in. I took a PSA slab. This is one of my slabs. He sent it over to Mike Baker or MBA. They looked at it. They did a review. I will show you exactly word for word what they do on their website. They look at it and they say, great, because of these parameters, because it met these standards, we're going to give it this sticker. That sticker that particular card was given was an MBA black diamond. Let me see if we can actually see this thing a little bit bigger. Ooh. Now, I will say the sticker looks kind of cool. But this is a MBA black diamond. You can see Mike Baker personally signed it. Flawless condition. Now, If it's a black label that you're using, like a BGS 10 black label, I would say every time I submitted in a BGS black label for these guys, I would always get a black label, but that's not the case right now. We're talking about a PSA 10. That means this guy is saying that per the parameters of my black label, it is the top 0.01%. This is virtually flawless. Cards that receive a black diamond certification are virtually flawless and worthy of the highest possible technical grade by MBA. The MBA black diamond certification is the only certification that corresponds to a specific technical grade above Pristine, representing the top 0.01% of the market. For some context, for some relation to what you exist with your money and like the top of the food chain, whatever amount of money you've ever made in your entire life, somebody that makes like billions of dollars, that's like the difference, right? Like that's how much further. The top 0.01%. All the money that you've ever made in your entire life, a person at this caliber loses that in its margin. You know what I mean? It's a rounding error, right? For some context of how extremely flawless that this card is, how pristine, how high, I guess above pristine, how just godly, I would say. Black label certified cards are crossed into a dedicated MBA black label slab. That's interesting. Okay, so if we go back here, I got a PSA 10, normal PSA 10 card, and it's got a black label diamond. So again, context, top 0.01%. This thing is the definition of flawless.
Black diamond is the top 1% of all cards certified by MBA. Now, after all that, it's got to be at least a 10. Maybe not a black label, at least a 10. Raw card.
BGS received this card, this collector. They did a cross grade. And BGS said, fuck you. 9.5. PSA 10 cross graded to us at BGS. I don't care about some Mike Baker nerd looking at a card and some black stamp put across of it. It is a 9.5. Again, I just want to go through this. A 9.5 in BGS is classified, at least the title, the name they give it is Gem Mint. Okay? A 10 in PSA is classified as Gem Mint. We've talked about that before. There it is. Gem Mint, or the abbreviation of it. So what does this tell you? This collector that took this Pancho Pikachu, I don't know how much they're worth. The Japanese ones, I don't know. I've seen a bunch of videos. Could be 5,000, could be 10,000. I don't care. Whatever amount of money it was, it doesn't matter. But you took that card. You either did it in person or you went to and you shipped it into these people. Oh, look. No, I saw the... there it is. I knew I saw this somewhere. So check out these rates. Inside, in a person, in a show, 24 hours turnaround time at a show, $100. Okay? 48 hours, 72. Let's say they did $15. Let's say it was $200. Any amount of money that they put towards it, that the MBA team looked at this card, put that stamp saying, yep, she's a black label diamond, whatever the hell they call it, was thrown away. Your opinion is so irrelevant. This is like going to Costco, paying for my food, walking out, and the old guy stops me to look at my receipt. You're double checking work that's already been done. Your opinion is useless, irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Here's proof of it. Now, I will say, Mike Baker's team, they talk about, oh my goodness, I forget where I was reading this. They talk about, hey, look, this is just our opinion, right? We don't take the opinion of what the original grading company is. Meaning, if BGS gave it a black label 10, we could give it a bronze. Now, that would be kind of controversial, right? That'd be a little weird. But this is really interesting that BGS, who, again, if you're a follower on this channel, I think reigns supreme when it comes to the grading world, is telling you even your PSA 10, just as a 10 isn't good enough, but you got a second opinion from a second doctor. You thought your knee wasn't the problem. It turns out you thought it was the hip. You went to another doctor. He said, yeah, it's your hips. So you got two schmucks telling you the same thing. This thing's amazing. When you came here to the boss, to the daddy, to the king himself, he gave you the middle finger and told you to get out of here. 9.5. This just re-emphasizes the fact that BGS is the absolute standard. Our pristine 10s, pristine, is what absolutely reigns supreme in the grading world. Now, I know if you're looking at this and you're a big PSA fan, I know exactly what you're going to say. So let's get ahead of this. Well, Ram fam, PSA is more liquid. More people want it. I got a theory. Okay, I got a big theory. I believe, and this is heavily evident if you go to any big show. You know who buys PSA 10s? Other sellers, other repackers. That's why they're so liquid. The end user, the customer, the collector, the guy at the end of this long list or this long road doesn't necessarily always buy PSA 10. The reason why you see these move so quick is because you have all these idiots buying off of each other. You have these PSA, oh yeah, I graded this card myself, so I'm in low, so I'll sell it to another reseller because he wants to make a cut of the money too. So when you talk to, you know who buys BGS? Collectors. A lot of collectors. People that want to keep the cards. See, you sucked yourself, you've put yourself into this bubble where the same card gets passed around, the same 6 nincompoops, and then you call yourselves geniuses because you got this market. But it doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when it comes to standards, because here's your proof. BGS is telling you, even PSA tells you, look, PSA is telling you our 10 is considered gem mint. Well, that's cool because our 9.5 is considered gem mint. Even the source is telling you it's not good enough. And you sit here and you say, well, PSA is more liquid. No, you just have more nincompoops buying it because they're trying to resell it. Because you got all these investor bros. So calm your horsies there, Sally. Let's continue on.
Card review, 9.5.
Cool.
Okay, maybe that's got to be just a one-off. So they have a Rayquaza from
Rayquaza, I don't know, and I don't care. This one's got a different set of standards to it. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to keep on getting confused. Now we're looking at the second highest. This is the MBA Gold Diamond Certification. It helps that I can read. This is the top 5% higher grade. Cards that receive the Gold Diamond are deemed worthy of a higher technical grade from MBA. These are truly exceptional examples within the assigned technical grade, generally representing the top 5% of the population for that card. The top 5% of the population. Now, they will cross-grade CGC, PSA, ABC, BGS, FUC, whatever it is. Diamond certificate card must achieve a 0.5 technical grade increase or higher to receive a gold diamond designation. The technical grading will be viewed on the report, searchable, blah, blah, blah. So this is already a 10 with not the highest that they can get, but the second highest, gold.
Ancient Origins, PSA 10, gold. certification by MBA. That's the top 5% of cards.
5%, baby.
Look what Beckett thinks. An 8.
Yo, 8.5. Nah, dog. Turns out your Ray Ray's just an 8.8. You know what I'm saying, dude? You went to the club and you got a couple lemon drops. You got a couple of green tea shots. You know, kind of like the low grade shots. You were taking 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. You were having a good time. You're feeling good, and all of a sudden, your friend ordered you a scotch on the rocks. Maybe your other friend over there got you a Long Island iced tea. You started sipping it down. You couldn't even taste the alcohol. You found a girl. You took her home. You got lucky. You woke up in the morning, rubbed your eyes, and realized that 10 you thought you had wasn't as pretty. Maybe you made a couple decisions and you can't tell your friends. You got to start closing the roommate's door so they can't see you as you walk her out on the walk of shame. Regardless of the process, regardless of the opinion, BGS said this is a near mint card 8. Not even a mint card. But you have the audacity to say that this is in the top 5%. 5% of the population for that grade. PSA is telling you that that was a 10. So what you're saying is based off of PSAs where you've been a grader, where you likely started these standards, this was the top 5%. And BGS said it was 8. Nah, dog. It ain't gonna work here. Where's near mint for you guys? PSA 8. Yo, that's bonkers, dude.
0.5.
8.5.
You almost have to laugh at that a little bit. All right, one more. Unbroken Bonds, PSA 10, beautiful card. It's got another
black label. Little Charizard, little Risharam, whatever the name is. This is a PSA 10, near mint PSA 10, with a black label. Again, 0.01%.
Black diamond certification by MBA. That's top 1%. Graded card review, a 9.
Yo. Beckett said, nah, that's minty. Listen, you're sitting there as a PSA head. You're like, man, I can't listen to this idiot anymore. It's already been like 18 minutes. Hang on. Let me just make one more good point other than you idiots all kind of buying the PSAs off of each other. Hang on. As a PSA head, as someone that loves PSA, you go to conventions, you buy stuff. There's like this little known nugget of information. I wouldn't say it's commonly known because you don't really think about it, but it's pretty commonly known if you're in the grading scene and you're looking to grade. What, as a PSA head, I want you to answer this and be truthful, okay? If you found a 9.5, a card that you wanted to get, okay? Let's pick on this base 2 Charizard, right? Let's say you found this at a convention and the guy was selling it, maybe didn't know what he was talking about, maybe he did. And you said, hey, I really want to buy this card. As a PSA nut job, what are you going to say? Or I'm sorry, what are you going to think? What are you going to do? What do you want to do? Tell you what the answer is. You're going to want to take that home. You're going to want to crack it open. Why do you want to crack it open? Because you know you have a very high chance of doing what? You have a high chance of submitting that into PSA and getting a mother effing 10, right? You know it. I know it. You take what we deem as gem mint 9.5 and you pull it, crack it, and you submit it into PSA and say, I got a 10. You think you did something. You took the leftover chicken from my plate and said, I'm full. Thank you, Dad. You're welcome. Do you understand me? You eat what I allow you to eat. I allowed you to take this 9.5. You're welcome. Enjoy the scraps, right? There's no riches and spoils for you. You see, because you max out here at a gem mint. That's not where I live, baby. I live in the Pristine. Do you understand what Pristine? Half of you don't even know how to spell Pristine. The only P word you know is PSA, and beyond that, I can't tell you anything else. So don't be upset when you know the reality is that you come to my world, Beckett, you look for my scraps to make the best possible thing you can at PSA. And I know it's upsetting you. I know it's triggering you. And I know you probably caught them. Oh, Anthony, you're a little fatty. You can't. You know it's true. A 9!
Off of a black diamond PSA 10. I'm almost speechless, everybody. What do you all think?
All right, listen. That was hilarious. I got to give shout out to All Day. Let me get rid of this. All Day. Slab Sig. An amazing.
These are some of the craziest crossover results I have ever seen. Let's see what Beckett thinks of.
I want to try and get this back up.
These are some of the craziest.
Can't get these comments. Why have I been censored? Anyways, chat. This is ridiculous. Now let's go into what they're actually doing. Okay? It's all fun and games to poke fun. Listen, the reality is this is 3 examples. All right? 2 of which are black label. You won't find me providing any additional value, resources, or money to get an MBA. Sell me a slab, which I rarely buy anyway. I'm not, oh, well, this one's MBA black label RAM. So I'm asking for 120%. Let's look at what they actually do. It's a 10-step certification process. You can read this on your own. I'll read it out loud. We follow this comprehensive 10-point procedure to ensure that the highest standards of quality and authenticity. Number 1, they check to see if it's an authentic slab. Okay, I can do that with this right here. You know what I'm saying? I can do that myself. I don't need to pay you $25 or $100 for you to do that. But I digress. That this is a professional, an authentic slab. Number 2, size. Ensure the asset is sized according to the manufacturer standards. So the actual card size, not the slab size, right? If there's any alterations to it, avoid any unnatural physical attributes. The centering, which is a very big thing. We've talked about this a little bit on how to prep your cards for grading. That's a great video. Make sure you watch that. Make sure you like and follow and subscribe to all those things. The corners, right? Every person I've ever run to at any convention can tell corners. And I always tell them the same thing. I mean, for any of these things, I don't give a shit about your opinion. I only give a shit about my opinion because I'm going to buy it. And if my opinion says it's good enough, I'm going to send it to BGS because their opinion is what really matters, right? The edges, same idea. If there's any chips, dents, dings, whatever. The surface itself, thank goodness you can see both sides, right? Any staining or toning, any alterations, anything outside of the norm they're going to look at. The print itself, so if you're looking for print dots, print lines, something that's not necessarily damage or alterations, but something that happened during the printing process. And then my absolute favorite, absolute goated step number 10, the eye. Consider the asset's overall presentation luster. This guy better have every single, if you want to get hired, look, by the way, they're hired. If you want to get hired here, you know what you need to have here? You need to have a recommendation, a doctor. Doctor. There needs to be a section here that says, who's your, what's an eye? Optometrist? Who's your eye doctor? Right? Give me the name. Give me the last report of your eyesight. It's not a perfect 20/20. That needs to be a standard. If you're going to tell me appeal, you better have one. Dude, if my grader has glasses, let me find out you wear contacts and we're throwing hands. There's no chance. No chance. What a the card's overall visual appeal is a set. Visual appeal. I look at people and I think you're ugly, you're good looking, right? So that's my visual appeal across that. That's my opinion. In some instances, an asset with superior eye appeal will receive a higher numerical grade. Final determination will always be made by the MBA expert. The MBA Diamond Certificate is awarded. Eye appeal with otherwise technical. This is ridiculous. They do have a grading scale. Look at that. Even their 10. Oh, wow. They have a pristine and then they have a flawless. Well, their flawless doesn't really mean anything. Chat. Tell me what you think. Am I crazy? Am I like on a bender of hate right now? Is this guy crazy? Am I crazy? When I look at these numbers and I say pristine, when I look at this number, it says gem mint. When I look at these grades, he says flawless. The only persons that opinion matter, end of the day, is the grading, not the second fake grading company or the reviewer, the guy that double checks your homework, the second doctor's opinion, the Costco inline, senior citizen part-time guy saying, hang on, marks you off with a highlighter and lets you go on your way. Not that guy. That guy doesn't matter. Your opinion's not there yet, big dog. All right? I'm all about doing a business, doing it, your way, but you can't change it from the outside, right? And if you're buying collections or you're buying slabs or you're into this world, this ain't the way you increase your value on your card. Getting this second dude, let me tell you this. If this guy's opinion was valuable, I would send all my black labels to him, because there's a very strong chance that if BGS said this is a black label, that this dude would also give it. And now I can double my black label's value. It's not there. That's not it. This is just a waste of time and money. I mean, check this out. If you have up to $1,000, $30, another final fee evaluation. Final fee evaluation. I mean, this is crazy. If you mail it in versus doing it in person, I mean, these rates, I got to wait 20 days and pay $15, I assume, plus shipping. I assume that's on me. I don't want to look because I don't care enough. I mean, got 20, 25, 30 bucks, $100 if you're in person. If you're at a 1-day show, if you're at a 2 or 3 day show, you're going to wait 2 days for someone and pay $50 for them to tell you, nah, this is good. And then when you're like, no, this is PSA 10, I'm going to cross over and get a black label all day. What you're going to run into, this is going to be the reality of it. Watch. What you're going to run into, if this is given any traction, if RamFam doesn't stop the train here, this is what's going to happen. Someone's going to have these PSA 10s. They're going to go get these stupid stickers. These stupid stickers will be a black label. They're going to price this card as a black label. That's what's going to happen. That's what's knocking on the door. That is why I'm making this video, to stop that, to make you aware, because that is something I can see a scumbag to do. I got all these PSA 10s. They're priced as black label. Why? Because I got them all with the MBA black label sticker. And he doesn't even have to send it to BGS. He just has to convince the guy on the other side. Yeah, you could crack this. Why don't you crack it? Oh, I don't want to crack it. I like it better like this. People like PSAs. It's more liquid. That's what we need to stop. Because if we don't devalue this right now, if we don't stop this train, if we don't get on that plane and stop these terrorists, problems are going to happen. You understand what I'm telling you? This is an issue. This is a big issue. Do not allow this second opinion to get you to pay more money. This, at the end of the day, is still a PSA 10. And when you actually submit it, when you've actually sent it in, and you get that final grade, check this out. Hang on. What do you end up with? You end up with the truth. People like to hide the truth. You know who won't hide the truth? Beckett. RamFam. 9.5. They are not the same. A PSA 10 with an MBA will never be priced the same as a black label. But I can see somebody doing it. That's where this problem is. Not only does it lie with MBA, but it also lies with the sellers that are going to knock on that door. Chat, what do you think? Am I crazy? Are they crazy? Am I just on a tyrant right now? Is MBA the future? Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Have you maybe never even heard of it? And now you have, and now you've been warned. Chat, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.